Hello everybody, it's me TFR Wilderness and welcome to the first of this month's reviews. Now normally this would be a KTRT review because I like to buy those Korean toys, 2 every month, and do a quota of 2 reviews per month being Korean toys, but I didn't actually buy any Korean toys this month because, well, a variety of reasons. There isn't much out there that I particularly want to buy at the moment. Also because of the whole Brexit question, prices are going up, the shipping of parcels from Korea is slowing down. They're more likely to get customs hits on them, so I'm giving the Korean toys a rest for a bit, and it leaves me in a bit of a quandary. What am I going to review for my 2 monthly review quota this month? So something's arrived, something that I never thought I'd actually get hold of, especially this soon after deciding I wanted to get hold of one. And I thought, yeah, okay, I'm going to do a review on this guy. And it's this is a third-party theatre review, where I review a third-party figure. And it's an early third-party figure from a company that's no longer with us. I am, of course, referring to Impossible Toys. Now, Impossible Toys, I just want to say a few words about Impossible Toys. They have a bit of a reputation for, poor build quality, sort of slightly unusual designs. A lot of the figures that they produced were a bit dodgy, to say the least, but they did do some good. I mean, they did a lot of non-transforming character figures, especially from like the G1 cartoon and the movie. Some of their best well-known products are the Quints, the Quintesson figures that they did. They did 5 of those. These figures were quite expensive when they came out, but today these figures go for ridiculous amounts of money because, back then when they bought these out, they were a bit before their time bringing these figures out. The Transformers collector, realm isn't as deep or as wide as it is now. So there's far fewer collectors back then who wanted to, slavishly collect, masterpiece scale, character figures for their movie collections or their cartoon collections, and Quintessons is part of the movie lineup, so Impossible Toys did those, and those figures go for ridiculous amounts of money. But they also did, transforming figures, and the quality on them were a bit suspect. And yeah, these particular mold that I'm going to show you here is definitely one of those. So I myself, in my last monthly review, referred to as the trifecta of early third-party. Well, I said Thundercracker molds because Thundercracker is a character I'm particularly collecting on these molds, but I didn't mean to say Seeker molds, because back in the early days of third-party, there was a number of companies that did unusual versions of the characters that we know, rather than the standard F-15 Eagle Jet Seeker type. They went for slightly more unusual types from from the cartoon series or comic books that have been done. And I started deciding I wanted to collect these molds, and the first one I got was this Mastermind Creations Night Morpher Stormer. It's alright, the box is up there, I just had to remind myself what it was called. He transforms into this outlandish sort of early flight steampunk industrial revolution Seeker mold, ridiculously over the top thing, an outrageous aesthetic, but managed to get hold of one of those for a good price. Then last month, another early third party figure that I was on the hunt for managed to come up for the right price, and it was the Igear Raptor Squadron Thunderwrath. Managed to pick him last month. He was the first figure that arrived last month. Finally got hold of him again for a pretty good price, because this guy, again from another third-party company, Igear, who's no longer with us as well. Again, their build quality not the greatest, but these figures are actually some of their better works, and they're quite prized by collectors. So I managed to get hold of him. And then this month, now I said I was after this particular figure last month, and I didn't think I was going to get one, but lo and behold, I start looking for things to buy this month, and one popped up at a ridiculously cheap price, and I ordered it, and it came from a guy in Holland, and it arrived the other day. Impossible Toys Tetra Jet TS-02 Rebelor, or there. So obviously this is the box it came in. It's in pretty good shape. It's got the original price tag on it, euros 57.59. The guy I got this from, he had virtually the whole set, because they did 7 different variants of this mould. They did the Seekers, the Coneheads, and one of the Rainmakers. He had all of them for sale at these, really cheap price. I mean, I got this for just over 38 quid shipped, which was really good. He also sent it with a pack of shiny white-backed, Autobot and Decepticon sigils, which he put into the pack, which was quite interesting. And yeah, the reason you get this figure, if you want to get one, is for the alt mode, because yeah, G1 Tetra Jet Seeker mold. I mean, look at this thing. Let's just put the landing gear away. There we go. And look at this. How awesome this thing is. Nice, lovely, swoopy curves. It's got that triangular shape. And it's an awesome representation of the vehicle mode from the early episodes of the G1 cartoon where they were on Cybertron. The Seekers had their Cybertronian modes, which was the Tetra Jet. And I wanted to get this to go with the other two, but then I realised, I've actually got some other versions of the Tetra Jet mould. Like I've got the titanium Thundercracker as well. So compare him to his Tetra Jet mould. I've also got the Fall of Cybertron Thundercracker. So we've got his sort of Tetra Jet mould. But the one comparison which everybody would want to see, I'm sure, watching this review, is how does it compare with the latest Tetra Jet version to come out from the Transformers Siege line. Siege Fall of Cybertron Thundercracker. So there we are with him next to the latest rendition of a Tetra Jet. And now this one has got all the curves, all the lines and the curves of the original toy version. This one is a little bit squared off, kind of looks like a Viper from Battlestar Galactica. But it's a really good mould. This is a decent mould. It turns into a Tetra Jet of a sort. But if you want G1 accuracy, this is the one to go for. Now, obviously, being Impossible Toys, the build quality on this thing is highly suspicious. I mean, it's made of this suspicious-looking shiny plastic. There's lots of really tiny little tabs and pegs, the way it pegs together in its alt mode. This one is in excellent condition. Nothing's broken on it. There's no wear and tear on it. It's in superb condition. However, it has got very tight joints, and I will say transforming this thing is scary as hell. And as such, to get this thing into robot mode, I am not going to transform it on screen in front of you right now. I'm going to stop this video, I'm going to go into the other room and take my time transforming it properly. I might maybe film it, magic hands, and insert it into this video so you can see the sequence, but it's not fun to transform. So to get into robot mode, I will catch you all later. See you in a bit. Well, that was about 11.5 minutes of sheer terror. Yeah, so I've kind of got him into his seeker, well, his robot mode, and this thing is scary as hell transforming. And yes, I did break a peg on it. Yeah, I broke one of the pegs, one of the little pegs that goes onto the cockpit section, cockpit window. I was trying very carefully to prise it apart with a prizing tool, and it just went snap. So yeah, there he is. He's in his robot mode. Now, it comes packaged like this, and this is only the second time I've transformed it, because obviously I had to get it out of the packet and transform it into Seeker mold. Kind of wish I'd gone the other way around now, started with the robot mode and went into the Seeker mode, because, you know, keep the best for last. Yeah, now the bad point of Impossible Toys figures comes out when you transform this thing. The plastic, not the best quality. It's suspiciously shiny. It's very sort of stiff and creaky. Lots of thin joints on this thing that, you know, when you're transforming, when you're moving them around, it's like, and it's, you know, you think it's going to break on you any second. Some bits did pop off during the transformation. If I put the transformation sequence in, you might have noticed that, but I will have to speed it up, because obviously it was 11 minutes, so I'll just, I don't know whether I'll put it in, but it was a bit of a mess. So, what can I say about the robot mode? Let's do a quick size comparison with the other two anyway. So there he is next to the Igear fella, and put him next to the MMC Night Morpher. So he's quite small, really. I'm not going to bother transforming Siege Thundercracker for the robot mode. My usual size comparison when I do my KTRTs is Combiner Wars Megatron. As you can see, he's sort of like a big deluxe. Proportion wise, I think his legs are a bit short. He could do with longer legs. That's my main criticism of the robot mode. And also, it doesn't handle the kibble very well. I mean, obviously you've got these massive, great scalloped wings. You've got these wing pieces which kind of don't fold back because of the angled tabs. I don't want to force them anymore in case they break. And then you've got the back panel, which you can sort of slide it in, but I think it's supposed to be slid out, but it's one big triangular panel on his back. So yeah, he's got a lot of kibble going on. Obviously the nose cone of the jets there as well. Articulation, the head sculpt is on a ball joint? No, it's just on a mushroom peg, and it turns very stiffly from side to side. The head sculpt itself is, as you can see, it's very smooth and bland, and there's not much definition on the actual face. It's not the greatest. And so yeah, the head sculpt's not that great. The arms, got the shoulder joint, moves up and down, and it's like a universal joint, so it can move out to the side. Double jointed elbows, so you know he can. That's mainly due to transformation. Even though you know, it's very tight and I don't want to force it, but he has got double jointed elbows, so he can, you know, get a good curl on with his arms. No rotations at the fists. The Seeker guns can plug into the fist. Well, actually they can't, because the fist doesn't come up close enough, or do they go underneath? You can plug them in underneath if you want to. It's alright. But obviously they're designed to go in the shoulders. Nothing at the waist. Hips can get a decent spread on. Has got thigh swivel. It's actually got a double jointed knee, but again, part of the transformation. And the feet, there's no ankle rocker. The feet just angles up slightly because of transformation. So yeah, little restricted on articulation compared to like a modern toy. Because then again, this is an early third-party effort. Again, these stupid wings, getting them to play is a pain in the arse. As you can hear, this thing's sort of creaking and groaning as you move it around, and it's not fun to pose, really. So yeah, the build quality on this is not very good. It's not great. It's scary to transform, really scary. The robot mode isn't the greatest. It's got a lot of egregious kibble on the back. Slightly restricted articulation. Aesthetically, it doesn't look too bad. Looks like Thundercracker. Could do with slightly longer legs. I think the legs are a little bit short. But apart from that, it's not a bad figure for what it is, provided you can get it for a decent price like I did. I mean, I have seen this thing going for like 60, 70, even 80, dollars or pounds. It does go for a lot of money because, because of there's not that many around. Those people that have got them, realise it's a rarity, and they're trying to, get the coin for it. Put the rarity premium on the price. But if you can get one on the cheap, then by all means, and buy it for the alt mode, because that amazing jet mode is easily worth the price of admission, provided you transform it once and keep it in that mode, which is what I'm probably going to do. So yeah, that's been my review of this thing, such as it is. Like I said, I wanted to get it because I've got these other guys, because I've got that guy, and I've got that guy, and I wanted to get them as a trifecta of early third-party Seeker designs. And this was the last guy I needed to get, and I finally got him for a decent price. Yeah, so mission complete. Yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed this review. First of my non-KTRT reviews this month. The next one is going to be quite interesting, I think you'll find. It's definitely going to be Eastern Exotica, even though it's not going to be a Korean toy, because it's a uniquely Chinese product that I've got, and it is awesomely cool. And I will hopefully be reviewing that in the next week or so. And yeah, a little bit of a foreshadowing on my end of month bot haul in the background, if you can see him. But I'll put him there deliberately, put in this video, see if anybody spots it. So that's been me, TFR Wellness. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review, such as it is. I'll catch you all next time. Ta-da!